Good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you're watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. And just when you thought it was over and we could move on, it's nowhere near over. BC colleges. So we'll be talking about the money laundering that's been going on. People dumping money into housing, and they're not even layering it. They're not even layering money like they used to back in the day. When I was a kid, I'd go in the mall and watch these stores, and I don't even know how they stayed in business, but back in the day they used to layer money, pay their taxes on the money, and then kind of bring it out clean. Now what they're doing is they're just dumping money in every avenue they could shadow it in, layer, and they're not even layering, they're just dumping it in and then flipping it for profit right away. Now let's see how this angle works. BC colleges vulnerable to money laundering report fines. Some accept cash for tuition and issue refund checks when students withdraw. I would have never thought of that one. That one's good. The whole casino one is an old one. You go in there, you buy chips for $1 million worth. You sit there with those lavender chips. You play 1 or 2 rounds, 4 or 5 hours, and then go back and then get a check from the casino. They did billions of dollars that too in BC, and they did it through shadow flipping homes. But now they've been doing it through colleges. Like that's the brains behind some of this. Okay, BC's colleges and post-secondary institutions may be an avenue for money laundering, the author of an explosive report issued this week says. Former RCMP Deputy Commissioner Pete German, in his report Dirty Money Part 2, found some private and public post-secondary institutions accept cash for tuition and other expenses. He writes that his team received tips and that some international students have been known to register at college in person and then, after paying their fees, withdraw and receive an institutional check in reimbursement for their fees. Wow. If the fund comes from the proceeds of crime, this is a classic way of turning dirty money into funds that appear clean. This is going to be, guys, there's so much laundered money in Canada. Okay, it's like this. Let me explain to you. During World War II, a lot of people don't know this, but the Germans at Lake Toplitz, a lot of people don't know this, in Lake Toplitz, okay, made counterfeit British pounds and American money. Now, the whole purpose of the making British pounds as real and as sophisticated and as equal as the original British pound was they were to drop the money over the cities to help destroy the country economically. Okay? So you would have these air raid bombers fly over and actually drop tons of cash for people. And that money now is in museums, like the fake £5 or £10 note. Now, imagine this happening in a more sophisticated, more modern way, where we're just dumping money in, we're cleaning money, okay? And we're adding money to our system, right? It just creates a huge bubble in assets and everything else, right? Not only that, okay, let's talk about the college fee now on the side of that. Then that pushes up college fees because, well, everybody's paying in cash. Well, everyone's been paying their college fees free and clear. We might as well just raise them. People aren't getting student loans anymore. Let's jack up fees. What do they do to houses? Wow, houses keep going up in price. Why? Because people are not even they're in bidding wars for a teardown from 1910. The report also notes that a student recently appeared to an unnamed college with a duffel bag with $9,000 in cash. Why do you need a duffel bag for 9 large? $9,000 in cash doesn't even hold. I mean, you could fit that in your pocket if it's all hundreds. Asking to deposit it minus the charge of $150 the student owed with the college. Who would have thought private schools and universities would be accepting bulk cash from people and potentially acting as banks issuing checks for bulk cash, asking BC attorney. Oh, so people are going in with bulk cash and asking for a check. Hey, that doesn't seem suspicious at all. Wow, let's sell out Canada on every angle possible. Ebai says his NDP government is looking at requiring all BC businesses to report cash transactions over 10 large to the federal anti-laundering watchdog known as FinTrack. German writes in his team received tips about private college accepting cash for a tuition which, for an international student, can run 7 to $10,000. Tuition costs easily can rise to $20,000 for students at private colleges. Whack-mole. A section regarding colleges forms part of a chapter of German that German devotes to his analysis of where dirty cash can move as criminals seek ways to turn it into apparently legitimate money. Calling it a whack-mole phenomena, German identifies cryptocurrencies, auction houses, luxury boats, and cash-based cannabis businesses as vulnerable to use by money launderers. This looks like one I might read later. These businesses are vehicles where money launderers may attempt to clean their money in addition to previously identified real estate industry, casinos, and luxury cars. So one thing I don't get is how it's gone on for so long in a mere way. Let me explain this angle here. It's been going on for so long, right? But they're not even layering the money. Back in the day, the government turned a blind eye to money laundering when it was layered and people pay taxes on it, and they had employees to show that they had labor and they're paying labor and paying their CPP, IUI, and all their deductions and remittance get sent in. They don't care. But when you're just dropping money in like that, and you cut the government right out, I don't know how the government didn't jump on this 10 years ago when it started happening. There's reports going earlier than 10 years, actually, from the RCMP that they knew this was happening. And that's what's heartbreaking. So El Chapo's drug lieutenant. German notes the book Hunting El Chapo describes how the Mexican drug kingpin's lieutenant apparently registered to a private Vancouver business college as a cover for his illegal activities. The book names Columbia College as the place where point man Jesus Herrera Esperanza, a.k.a. Hondo, was enrolled in 2013 at age 22. German notes there is no suggestion that the college was aware of Esperanza's connection or that it knowingly accepted laundered proceeds of crime. The CBC has been unable to verify whether Esperanza did indeed enroll at Columbia College, and the college did not immediately respond to CBC's inquiries as to whether it currently accepts cash for tuition or other major expenses. There's the book there. So cash at Douglas College ending soon. So basically it's ending. University of British Columbia spokesperson Matthew Ramsey told CBC the university has not accepted cash for more than 10 years. Simon Fraser University spokesperson Theodore Tsang wrote in an email that the university stopped accepting cash in 2017. Publicly funded Douglas College still accepts cash. So, spokesperson Reagan Lau told CBC News, very few students pay in cash, and the college is ending that method by payment in 2020. So get in what you can before 2020, right? Is that what they're trying to say or signal? What is going on? Finding every angle possible to dump money and infiltrate us, and then it just completely keeps the locals in the country it keeps the locals at the country at bay and pretty much leaves them in a position where they're going to be sidelining for the rest of their lives because there's no way to calibrate how much has been laundered through. There's no way to calibrate. If I did it, or probably one of my subscribers did it, they'll know they would be all connected and everything. So with all this NSA and spying, all these cameras and this and border security, what's the point? You know what the number one smuggled thing is? A lot of people don't know this. It's not drugs. No. Drugs isn't the number one smuggled thing between borders. It's cash. Oh, yeah. And they actually train dogs to sniff cash. A lot of people don't know that. They think drugs is the number one smuggled or undeclared thing at the border. It's cash. Oh, is it ever cash? And the amount of cash that flowed into Canada. Now the main question is, did we know it was coming in the whole time? And no one did nothing about it? Or did they know it was coming in and they were told not to do nothing about it? Not to do something about it. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.